Let's take you now to this developing live event of a roundtable that's currently happening. Former UN Executive Director of Women is engaging the generational leadership youth conversation. Let's listen in.
Sit in the audience and listen to you talk about how we're going to reverse that. And last, before I hand over to the next speaker, we had a program called She Means Business, and for the longest time, I just wanted to say thank you to UN Women for being a partner to our program of She Means Business. The only way we're going to transform women today in this world of digital technology is to make sure that we use digital tools to get women's businesses up and running and thriving, not just small businesses, making sure women have big platforms to run their businesses. So thank you for partnering with us.
Thank you so much for that. And now, without further ado, I'd like to call on Nomsa Gana from the African Women Leadership Network.
Thank you so much, Program Director, and good afternoon to all the distinguished guests. I feel so privileged to be here. I mean, these are the women that, as a young woman, I look up to and have, designed my life to say, I'm just going to use this tactic that Mama Gloria used while they were going to Bangkok and going to all these places, ensuring that women have a voice. I just want to speak on behalf of young women that are learned, women that have designed their lives through our leaders and our leaders that have paved a way through rocky pathways that we have seen, especially for African women, especially for black women, that, I remember in one of the speeches that you made, Mama, that, a black woman is triple oppressed. And you are oppressed, number one, by the color of your skin, and also by your race, and also economically. So in learning those, I have picked up quite a lot of things from Dr. Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka, specifically, her ability to transcend from being a teacher to a PhD holder in ICT, growing up in rural areas, and also relating with her that, she grew up in rural areas. I've managed to be a nuclear scientist, and in that, also managed to sit in the 4IR Commission in the current sitting presidency, and the ability now to capture their visions and say women need to have a voice in this age of artificial intelligence, in this age of 4IR, where we know that technology is defined by traditional principles, but now if they have discriminated women, still women in this technological era are going to be discriminated. But through these teachings, Dr. Bam, we have managed to know and also to tactically put the voice of women forward. So one of the particular things that I've learned from Mama Phumzile is the ability whenever she sits with young women, she just blends in, and if we are dancing, she tries to dance. And we're like, okay, let's do it. But in all of that, she always places in us that, you always have to be part of something bigger than yourself. Meaning that your current capacity, it must just scare you. You must not have the ability to say, I'm going to achieve it. You then need to network yourself and attach yourself to amazing women that are in this room that I respect so much, and assimilate and also pay it forward so that you open doors for others and ensure that young women, a young child who is currently in rural areas and has no idea who Dr. Phumzile is able to say through history, through the voice of the African Women Leadership Network, I'm able to trace beautiful and amazing and powerful women that have matriarchal power and have paved the way for Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'd
now like to hand over to Mandoli Matanze.
Thank you. To me, you remain my minister. It was such an unbelievable moment. 1999, December. Still remember it vividly. We met at the Manhattan Hotel. You had summoned your staff in the Department of Minerals and Energy to go and look for business women. There were no business women in mining then. If they were just a minute number. You said, because they are not there, search for any businesswoman, bring them here in Pretoria. That's how it started. And your baby Sawima was formed. As she was talking to us as a minister, I was like, but is this real? Is it going to happen? She was saying, you are in your different businesses, but I'm saying to you, come and try this particular business. And we really took it up. That's the reason we are still standing. It took us time to stand up, but we are. I happen to have been in one of the first leaders within that organization. I was the treasurer then, and Sawima was formed, birthed. The minister never just formed this organization and left us. She nurtured us. She took us everywhere, whether it's Australia, whether it's India, whether we'll be there with her. And in a timid way, trying to figure out how are we going to go through all of this. Some of the staff members in your department, men especially, would say to us during dinner or something, hey, but Mandumbi, do you think you'll manage? Hey, the minister is just pulling your legs and whatever. But minister, we didn't stop. For me, as a person, to see my first $1 million figure in my business account, it was you. You made me become something else. That time I had a fish and chip restaurant and you encouraged me to.
Well, we come out of that very engaging roundtable, of course, former UN Executive Dr. Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka, in her return back to South Africa, is hosting several women, and they're having those discussions under the banner, the Generational Leadership Youth Conversation. Let's remind you now of our top stories at this hour.